Hello Year 2, how are you? It's science today and today's date is Tuesday the 12th of May 2020. Now Mrs. Lang is actually pre-recording this at the weekend and the weather's a bit gloomy outside and it looks as if it's going to rain. But sometimes it might be a good thing if it rains. Why do you think? Can you remember our topic? Why might it be good that it rains sometimes? How does that help our garden? Pause the video, have a think. Right, hopefully you're back with me. So today we're going to be observing and learning how to plant seeds. So Mrs. Lang has a selection of seeds, and if we were at school, we would be growing these seeds. So I've got some carrot seeds there. I've got some strawberry seeds there. Now the strawberry seeds are very, very small. They actually come in a tiny little container that you can't even see there. Have a look at that. I'm sure most of you have seen seeds before. Sometimes plants actually grow from seed, but sometimes they grow also from bulbs as well. But we're particularly looking just at seeds today. And as I said, we're going to look and observe to see how they grow, and then I'm going to be asking you to write instructions for me how a seed grows into a plant. Okay, so I want you to watch this video very carefully. Before we start, what do you need? You need a book. Okay, so you need a pencil, so you're going to be able to write the instructions down. Mrs. Lang will model some instructions for you, so I'll show you how I want those instructions presented. Remember, I love to see your work, and I'm going to be doing some shout outs in a minute, some brilliant work that I've received. So make sure they come through, make sure you upload them to class charts or send them here to me at Year 2, and we are going to be looking, or we're going to get on now to look at seeds. So as I said, it is Tuesday the 12th of May 2020. You should have your pencils and your books ready now. Make sure you write that date. So it's science, so put the heading science, and our topic is the young gardener, and it is growing seeds. Now our learning objective today, so make sure you write that down, is to observe and describe how seeds grow into mature plants. Now our success criteria, if you're not feeling very confident about writing, you can draw the instructions. Get some help from your adult and draw the instructions. Try and include a couple of titles. Right, if you're feeling a little bit more confident, write down your instructions on how to plant your seeds, and also what may actually help them grow into mature plants. Now, if you're feeling really confident, write the instructions and use all your subject knowledge, plenty of detail and tips, how you're going to grow your seeds into mature plants. So a big shout out today for all the children that have sent me in amazing pictures and amazing work. So for Annie, Ash, Afshin, Nahara, Nia, Simona, Vienna and Yasmin, well done to you guys. The rest of you, please keep sending in your work and hopefully you'll appear in the next video.
Cauliflowers are fluffy and cabbage is green. Strawberries are sweeter than any I've seen. Beetroot purple and onions white all grow steadily day and night. The apples are ripe, the plums are red. Broad beans are sleeping in their blankety bed. The apples are ripe, the plums are red. Broad beans are sleeping in their blankety bed.
Lesson, let's just have a little recap on what we've done in our previous lessons underneath the topic of young gardener. Now, I sent you on a scavenger hunt, so you looked at what you might find in gardens or parks, and then you went for a flower hunt and you had a look at all the different flowers you could find. Now let's think how these flowers actually grow from a seed. So vocabulary. So gloves, I think you know what gloves are. Gardening gloves are quite thick actually. It's to stop all those rose little thorns and things pricking your hands. Buckets, well, we have a pail or a bucket that we use perhaps for the soil or watering can to use to water. Secateurs, secateurs, they're pruning tools. Perhaps if your parents are gardeners, they may have some secateurs that they could show you. A drill is just a tiny hole that we put into the ground where we place our seeds, or soil if you're using them in a pot. The word sow is when we scatter seeds onto the ground or we plant them. Sometimes people say sow your seeds. That means planting them. Bulbs we're not really going to use today, perhaps next week, but they are underground. They're like the seed that's underground. It's where all the lovely food for the plant is. They are a part of the plant. And actually, if you think about onions and potatoes, they're the bulbs that are underneath the ground. Now, a seed is like a little shell, but in that shell, it's like the egg. It's where the plant grows from. Germinate. Germinate. Let me hear you say it. Well, that means to grow. And soil, that's just like the dirt that you see on the ground. Usually it's nicer though for the plant. If you think, I would stop the video now, pause it, and then say aloud each of the words that Mrs. Lang has said to you, especially germinate. I can't hear you. So guys, watch this recording, this animation of how to grow a plant. Pause it. Think about what he's saying that you will need. Think about where he's positioning the plant. If you can't read the information, pause it and ask your adult.
Play.
Hi kids, do you know how plants grow? Let us try to grow a plant of our own. These are the things that you will need. Fresh seeds, water, soil, a pot or a container, sunlight, and heat. Take the pot or the container and fill it with soil. Place the seeds inside the soil. Place the pot with the seeds on a windowsill, making sure that the pot receives a good amount of sunlight, but not too much, and heat. Water the seeds every day. Be careful not to use too much water. Observe the seeds every day and record your observations. Watch what happens.
Now we're very lucky because Joseph from Home's class is a bit of a gardener and he's going to show us how we can also plant some seeds.
A fish prawn. You have to put on the soil, Joseph. Yeah. And you have to mix together.
So Year 2, I know that Mr. Della has been helping you to write information text. This is an information text. These are instructions. That's something that tells us how to do something. Now we are going to tell people how to grow a sunflower plant. So firstly, we need our title. We need our subheadings. So if you look at our subheadings here, it is what you will need, growing tips, and when to grow. So let's go to our first subheading. So if I was modelling this in front of you, what we would need gloves. We would need a rake, a watering can, a trowel, and perhaps plant labels and a pencil so we don't forget. If we were doing it inside, we would perhaps have a pot and some soil in the pot. Growing tips, that's really handy when you're actually growing your own seeds, because they all require different things to help them grow successfully. So sunflowers like to grow in full sun in well-drained soil. Well-drained soil just means soil that allows the water to sort of go through. So it's not really wet, okay? Right, when to grow. Again, another really good information tip when you are growing your seeds, because some seeds, if you grow in the winter, well, then they won't grow. So we're looking at sunflower seeds, and we usually grow them in mid-April to the end of May, and they usually flower, or they're usually ready in August. So remember, we have a title and we have 3 subheadings there. So another subheading, but the most important, is how to grow. Now, I've stepped it out, so we've got step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and that helps you put it in order. Remember Mr. Della was talking about chronological order, so it's an order that gives you a way to make sure that you're not missing any steps out. So if we look at our first one, sunflowers can be sown straight into the ground where they are going to flower. So that means we can plant the seeds into the ground. So we don't have to put them into tubs, we can put them straight into our gardens. Number 2, rake the soil to fine tilth. That means a crumbly texture. When you rake something up, it breaks the ground up, and that helps us to make little holes into the ground. When they talk about drills, if you stick your finger in, maybe a finger length, that will be a little hole, and that's a little drill. So leave 10 centimetre space between each seed. That's very important. Place the seed carefully and cover them up with soil. Don't forget to water the seeds gently. So don't overdo the watering, just put it in gently. That's a really good adjective. As they grow, if the plants are crowded, then they'll thin out and they won't be strong. So not too many, and leave space. Number 4, be careful, as slugs and snails like to eat new shoots. You'll have to protect the seedlings by cutting the top of plastic bottles and placing it over your seedlings. That's a really good idea. That helps all those slugs, so you don't have to put poisons onto the plant so that you can eat them if you are growing vegetables. It's also a good way of recycling all those horrible plastic bottles. Number 5, as your sunflower begins to grow taller than you will need help to support it. So get a bamboo stick or a stick and tie it around so it will be able to support it. Number 6, watch your sunflower grow and grow and grow. Right, Year 2, it's your turn. So Mrs. Lang has modelled or shown you how to write instructions on how to plant your seed. Now, if you're not feeling that confident, you can use the boxes that will be provided, that you can show me how you would grow your seed into a plant. Have fun. If you can, have a go. If you have got seeds, have a go and plant your own flower and send your pictures to me, please. So remember, I will upload the information to class charts and I will email you the activities out. Remember to pause or play back the video if there is anything you don't understand. Ask an adult, and I really would like to see this work. So take care, keep safe, until next time.